Hey, what's going on everyone? Jason here. In today's video, I'm going to be comparing Winter's Wail and Widow's Wine, two similar perks with different functions. Now, I wanted to make this video because Winter's Wail just recently got a facelift. It's a much better perk than it used to be, and I thought this would be a good comparison video to see which one's better, Winter's Wail or Widow's Wine, since again, they're pretty similar. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First, let's start with Winter's Wail. It costs 3,000 points without the modifier and 4,500 with the modifier. Winter's Wail can best be described by its in-game description that reads, "Getting hit by a melee attack while not at full health will cause a frost explosion that will freeze or slow nearby enemies. You can store 3 charges." The modifier's description reads, "Frost explosion triggers slowing field around the player for a limited time. Store an additional charge." Winter's Wail's frost charges recharge in one of 3 ways: a 60-second cooldown, a recharge instantly at the end of a round, or recharges instantly with a max ammo. Now onto Widow's Wine. Widow's Wine costs 4,000 points, and since there's no modifier system in Black Ops 3, Widow's Wine will forever be 4,000 points. Widow's Wine is a perk that replaces your grenades with spiders. If you are hit, these spider grenades explode onto zombies, slowing them, stopping them, and sometimes killing them if the round is low enough. If a zombie is trapped by a spider grenade and dies, there is a chance a spider power-up is dropped, restoring one of the spider grenades. You can carry 4 at a time. 2 out of the 4 spider grenades replenish at the beginning of the round, while 4 out of 4 are replenished with a max ammo. The player also receives a slightly stronger knife that can insta-kill zombies up until round 5 with a normal knife. Alright, so now that the basics and the stats are out of the way, it's time for my personal thoughts on this comparison. First thing I think about when comparing these two perks is convenience. Which perk is going to be more convenient in the long run, and which perk has a better chance of saving my life? I would say Winter's Wail has the edge when it comes to convenience because you have to already be hit in order for the first explosion to activate. I know sometimes when you're hoarding zombies, there's a good chance one zombie gets a cheap swipe at you. And if you had Widow's Wine, they would be hit by the spider explosion, stopping your horde in its tracks, and you waste 1 spider grenade. While with Winter's Wail, when you get hit, you can still train your horde and create some space between you and the zombies so that your ice blast doesn't activate yet. Although I do find one tiny inconvenience with Winter's Wail. Sometimes the zombies' hitboxes are glitched so that I can't shoot them in the head when they're affected by the ice, but I'm sure that can be fixed in a patch. The next category that applies to these perks is something I call capacity and recharge. Which perk has the better capacity and recharge? Well, once again, I think I'm giving this one to Winter's Wail. With Winter's Wail, you have the choice of either 3 or 4 frost explosions, depending on if you put it on the modifier or not. And the way you get the charges back is much quicker than Widow's Wine. With Widow's Wine, you get 4 spider grenades. This will never change because there's no modifier system in Black Ops 3, and you can't physically hold more, so comparing those two, it's still 4 and 4 maximum. But with Widow's Wine recharge system, you can either get half of your supply back at the beginning of a round, or when you run out mid-round, you have to wait for a max ammo. And since Widow's Wine's frequent inconvenience can take your spider grenades quickly, Winter's Wail definitely gets the point for me, since Winter's Wail has a 60-second cooldown regardless on if the round takes forever or regardless on if you get a max ammo. The last thing I'd like to look at today is ability. Which of these perks has better abilities? Honestly, this is a tie. These perks act basically the same way besides these little differences. For Winter's Wail, if it's on the modifier, when you're hit, an ice field surrounds you temporarily, slowing and freezing zombies in your vicinity. Widow's Wine doesn't have that, but it does have a slightly stronger knife that stacks with any melee weapon in Black Ops 3, like the Bowie knife for example. So both of these abilities serve good purposes in their respective games, so I would say Winter's Wail and Widow's Wine are tied in this category. So, ladies and gentlemen, in my honest opinion, and comparing the stats of Winter's Wail and Widow's Wine, the winner is Winter's Wail. The overall convenience of Winter's Wail trumps Widow's Wine, saving me in clutch situations and ensuring that I never run out of those plentiful frost discharges for a long period of time. Yes, Widow's Wine is a great perk, but I would say Winter's Wail is a better substitute for Widow's Wine in Black Ops 4 Zombies. So ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of the video? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Make sure you let me know in the comments section down below. I'm willing to talk to anybody, and I love hearing feedback from the community. Alright guys, it's been Jason. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream.